have a question for you.
I was gonna ask you a question.
Oh, can I ask my question first?
Sure.
Okay, Family Feud style. Name the number one intimate act that has been done since like the early 2000s.
Like with crap. Oh, too late. Dang it.
The number one intimate act that's been done since the 2000s.
The bee's knees.
The bee's knees. Ding! It's number one. Yeah.
It's number one on the board.
I'd be trash on Family Feud. I would seriously be terrible on Family Feud. I'm like retarded most of the time when I have like pressure.
You'd be. They'd be like, what? You'd be like there with your whole family, and they're gonna be like, what do you wish you had? A family. Everyone looks at you like,
huh? Literally, like all four of the other stands next to me are empty.
Your problem.
Oh my god. Alright, so anyways, we're talking about the birthday of the Nintendo Switch, because we're recording this on March 3rd, which is actually not only the birthday of the Nintendo Switch, but let's bring that into this.
I thought it, but I wasn't gonna say it.
I know.
It's, also
did you not want to say it, or?
No, it's the adoption versary or anniversary of whenever I got my dog, my boy Alf dog. Alfie.
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
Happy adoptiversary to his doggo Alfie.
Yeah. So same day the Switch came out, so that's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so today we're talking about the birthday of the Switch. And we're actually recording this on the 3rd, on the actual day, even though this is coming out a bit later. Because
but Sky!
Huh?
The video is up on the 13th. How is that possible?
Oh, well, basically, this guy's going to be going out of state for, like, 2 weeks or so.
But Sky!
Yeah.
Sky, Mr. SkySpyer!
Yeah.
Why is he doing that?
This guy is going to Washington?
Sky, Mr. SkySpyer! Why is he doing that?
I don't know. Some class trip. I don't know why he's doing that. I don't know why why his voice like raised like 8 octaves.
Mega Man.
Kill yourself. But yeah, so we're doing this in advance. It's pretty late. But yeah, so it's been a whole year of the Switch, and I got my Switch pretty early on. Actually, I got it on it was not on the day of. I got it on the 4th because the thing is because all of these stores, because how it worked was on the day of Nintendo Switch orders, like you could go to the store, they only had 10 Switches per store. Like you could like quote unquote pre-order, but they only had like 10 available. And you would have to just hope that you were like one of the first 10 that went to the store. And there were only so many stores, so it's like I couldn't get one around me. I had to, the next day I went to like my mom went out of her way to this very obscure Fry's Electronics to get it. And she had like a patient waiting for her and everything. So like shout out to Mama Sky.
Shout out to Mama Sky indeed.
She pulled through like an unnecessary amount to get that Switch.
Yeah, Mama Sky is lit.
And then I think your story is actually pretty funny because it's just like completely out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, it was like June, I think.
Yeah,
it was whenever, because it was when Caleb came over, and I think it was around June, and Splatoon 2 is coming out, which shout out to that game that I haven't played since probably a month after its release.
Yeah.
Yikes. At the time, I was very much regretting buying a Switch. Xenoblade 2 and other things that we'll talk about later on definitely changed that.
Right.
But yeah, I was with Caleb and we went to GameStop because we were just doing everything in the area. We went to GameStop because we were actually going to buy like Mario Party 8 or something to go. Yeah, we're going to buy Mario Party 8 like not pre-ordered. The hell? Pre-owned for probably like $10.
Pre-order.
And we were going to go because that's like Caleb's favorite Mario Party, and we talked about Mario Party like the whole time. So we're gonna go back and play that, and as we were doing it, I saw a Switch, and a lot of Switches were still sold out at the time, which is crazy. 4 months after, or what? No, not 4. Like 3 months after, they were still being sold out, and so I saw a Switch, and it wasn't like $600 like you heard some horror stories. It was like the normal $300 or wherever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I kind of just destroyed my bank account for it. And me, yeah. So and then I bought Mario Party 8. Not Mario Party. What the heck? Why do I keep saying Mario Party 8?
Because you want to play Mario Party 8 right now.
I still want to play it so bad.
Welcome to the Star Carnival.
Right, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which although we have had different experiences with that, definitely recommend. Great game.
Yeah, and that's definitely something I want to talk about. But yeah, we're kind of laying the groundwork for the rest of it.
Right, I pre-ordered Splatoon 2,
Yeah.
and which good game, but I don't recommend necessarily. And what else did I buy? I bought another game, didn't I?
I think that was it. Breath of the Wild, maybe?
Oh, Breath of the Wild, yeah.
Okay.
I still need to sell my Wii U version that I still haven't opened that I got from this dude for my birthday.
Hi.
So I can buy some other game that he wants me to play. But yeah.
Yeah. So, and it really took until, I feel like, September for sales to finally go down, because it would really be throughout...
Oh, yeah, it's already, like, one of the most grossing selling systems ever.
Yes, within the first... I forgot the exact stat, but it was, like, within the first 10 months of the Switch being out, it, like, sold more than the Wii U. Or it was, like, the number one best-selling console.
No, it was more than any console ever. Yeah, the Wii U is the least selling.
Of all time.
Yeah, it's the most successful, fastest-selling console of all time.
I think another crazy stat is that I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe might have sold more copies than Mario Kart 8 itself.
Wow.
Which I find
that also wouldn't surprise me, though, because Wii U's didn't get many sales.
Yeah, and that's the only thing, because it's like, I thought people didn't like ports, but...
Right,
hey.
But a lot of people didn't buy the Wii U, so they instead bought the Switch, and then bought Deluxe, which is what made Deluxe a great game.
So, I remember back when we would always be reacting to Nintendo Directs, and they would always stuff our faces with Deluxe titles, and we would always be so angry. It's like, okay, it's another Deluxe. It's like the laziest... laziest copy-paste they could have done. But, I mean... It's basically definitive editions. It's constant definitive editions. But when the Switch has been out on the market for a whole year, you really grow to appreciate the fact that it is of how powerful it is.
Right. Yeah. Totally.
So there's like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Pokken Deluxe,
Pokken Tournament Deluxe, greatest fighting game of all time.
Die.
What's Smash?
What's Smash? And then, yeah, like, you know, I mean, if you bought the Wii U versions, it doesn't really cater to you. And that's precisely the reason why I didn't want to buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, because it's like, oh, I'm buying the same version that I'll play a little bit more for streaming, and I lose all my bragging rights from having unlocked everything in the Wii U version. So I'm like, not going to buy it. You, on the other hand...
I did buy it, because it was... I just wanted someone to play. Honestly, that was the main reason at first, was because the only thing... I didn't really want to play Breath of the Wild at the time, because Caleb was over and we wanted a multiplayer game to play. And so the only thing we could play was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe if I bought it. So I bought it, and the more I played, the more I liked it, because I could play it on the go, which was awesome. Especially if you have Wi-Fi somewhere else, or in the car, or wherever you are, you can play it, and that's really cool. And you can play single player as well with that. And that's also what makes Breath of the Wild really cool. I think Breath of the Wild is awesome on the Switch. I played a lot of that game. But I got Deluxe, and it has a lot of really cool things. Like, it has all the characters, it has all the tracks, things that I didn't buy in the original game. So basically, I was buying like probably 90. I would consider about $90 worth of a game
for 60.
And it wasn't like I bought the same thing, because I didn't buy any of the DLC for the original game. I'm not really a DLC buyer unless it's Smash. Because that's, Smash is different. There's all the hype. Smash is
the hype train era was just something else.
Yeah, but I bought it, and it was like one of the coolest things, which I've never played battle mode ever. It's so fun. It's so fun. Battle mode is so fun. Completely unbalanced at times, but so fun. And I love the double item system. It gave me nostalgic flashbacks to Double Dash. I love Double Dash. Double Dash is my favorite, even though it's a horrendous game, awful game. It's still my favorite just because of nostalgia.
The game is crap.
The game is awful. It has awful mechanics.
I hate the physics of the game so damn much.
Worst
and yet
legit
it has
racing game mechanics.
I think the physics are so terrible, but yet it has so much charm.
It's so fun. There's the two characters. There's the specials. I want specials back. Come on, hashtag bring specials back. Those were fun. It took away a lot of the competitiveness. It wasn't a competitive game at all, but it was so funny.
Yeah.
Such a fun game. But yeah, I thought it was just a really enjoyable game, and I think it was worth $60 because I'd say it's probably the third most game I put hours into.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounds about right. It's the only like multiplayer game I've really put hours into. Splatoon, I didn't really put much. I guess I only do own 4 Switch games.
Right. I
But
mean, I don't. I own like 7.
yeah.
Like yeah, it's a whole year of being out. I own 7. But yeah. I mean, the lineup isn't like over. I mean, it doesn't feel overextensive, and I think a large part of that is because a huge amount of the library is ports.
Right.
Which is a good thing. That is a really good thing. Because
Oh yeah.
they have a Dark Souls port, and then they Rocket League.
I kind of still want to buy Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim.
Because I miss Skyrim, and playing Skyrim on the go sounds just awesome.
Yeah. I didn't buy any of the ports, but like the games that they do have on there, they made such a huge point of making their year 1 lineup be so solid. Because you start off with
solid lineup.
You start off with Breath of the Wild, which has been hyped up for 5 years. Day of release. Because that was a huge thing with me and the
Don't
Wii.
you mean Zelda Wii U?
Man, how about you just take yourself and upside down?
And upside down.
No, I mean, day 1 release, such a solid game. That's something that I definitely lacked out with the 3DS and Wii U. I remember when I got my 3DS, I would play with a freaking camera function until I got games.
Heck yeah.
The Switch doesn't have any entertainment outside of its games, and
Right.
that's I love how they started you off with something like that, going off into Odyssey, which was a solid sandbox Mario game, and that is something that they have proved time and time again. The Switch works so damn well with open world games, which are designed to put hundreds of hours into it. Because you got Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Skyrim, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Minecraft. It's designed for that ideal of you like going on car rides and playing it for hours.
Yeah, totally.
Portable yet console. It really is built for that. And they've taken full advantage of that. They're going to be updating Xenoblade Chronicles 2 until winter 2018.
I want more story.
I know. Like they updated it like today. I'm like, oh my god.
I'm gonna have to replay it, which is that's a beast to tackle is replaying that game.
Really. Breath of the Wild, they just finished updating it December. So they're really taking advantage of the fact that the Switch has a lot of playtime in it, and you can take it wherever you want. And it's. I mean, just starting off, like, do you remember like when we looked at the original Switch presentation and seeing how the controllers worked? And it's like you can turn them sideways, and then you can play with just one of them.
Yeah, it was like kind of weird. It was like
kind of weird, but yet it was like a perfect hybrid that wasn't. It was gimmicky.
The NX.
It was gimmicky, right? Like you would consider the Switch gimmicky.
Oh yeah, it seemed just it didn't. It seemed all unnecessary at first. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Yeah, it was unnecessary.
It turned out
the Joy-Con are the controllers, and then they have like little buttons on their sides, like what?
Right.
Super R and Super L.
Right. It's actually like super necessary because you can play multiplayer with just that. It's so cool.
It's insane. You can play multiplayer with just that. The console is a freaking monitor. Like
it's very creative. The whole thing is very creative.
It's very creative, and yes, it is completely gimmicky, which is Nintendo's motto, really. Making a remote control your controller, having a gamepad that you can like flick something on the screen and it appears on the TV. It's like that is like Nintendo's life being gimmicky.
Right.
And that kind of
the Virtual Boy.
The Virtual Boy. So I mean, it was bound to hit them with the Wii U. I'm just so happy that they made that comeback, and over this year of solid lineups.
Yeah, that was a hard time for Nintendo. Was the Wii U?
They made it out of it.
A lot of people kind of thought Nintendo was going to go under.
Yeah, and they started talking about mobile. And I'm like, you're stupid.
Right, because all they did was mobile, the Wii U, and just kept on remaking the 3DS with different which didn't do well.
Angry, yeah.
So they just it was a bad rut. They needed the Switch to get them out of that.
Yeah,
and it's been great. It's been great since, and it's really revived Nintendo.
Yeah, and the whole thing with their library, it being a lot of ports, it's a really good idea. Not only the
It
idea
is.
of ports from other companies, because that's obviously a huge selling point if you're able to play
Right.
Dark Souls, Skyrim on the Switch. But if you're
Hmm.
able even to play like Wii U games on the Switch.
Right. And I think the main thing of just it's so it's so compelling that it almost makes you want to rebuy it just because you can play it on the go.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can play games that aren't 3DS low graphic games on the go. That's so cool.
So I guess through this idea of putting a lot of games that already are out there on the Switch, they're giving a lot of games second chances. Are there any games that you want remade for the Switch? Not necessarily ported, but like, just anything.
Remade or like sequel kind of thing.
Anything at all. Like we're just fantasizing.
People have been talking about this ever since the Wii, but I want Pokemon Snap 2. I still want that. I've wanted that for the longest time.
Yeah.
I don't want a remake. I don't want a port of Pokemon Snap. It's not what I'm looking for. I want Pokemon Snap 2. I want it so bad. People thought it was going to happen with the Wii U. It would have been perfect. It's going to be it would be even more perfect for the Switch. You can have like if you did it on with the TV, you could have it where like the TV is the open world and you can use the Switches. You could do so much cool stuff with it. Oh, I want Pokemon Snap 2 so bad.
Yeah.
That is one of my no, it's probably not my favorite Pokemon spinoff, but it's up there.
And
really,
I
high
think the
up
only
there.
reason they wouldn't do it is because Nintendo would consider Pokemon Snap as something that would one appeal to nostalgia people who like treated it like nostalgia horse, but also they would treat it as like Hey You Pikachu Pokemon trading card game. They would just treat it as one of their own gimmick games from the old days.
Right.
Now they don't have to, and they don't even have to make a big deal out of it. Like there are games that they release like I can't think of any off the top of my head, but they don't make a big deal out of it, even though they turn out to be great games. They don't have to make a big deal out of Pokemon Snap to treat it like a huge, massive return.
Right. Yeah.
In
No,
fact,
I don't
they
think
didn't.
they need
That's
to
kind of what
either.
they did with this is an example I was thinking of the remake of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. They remade that whole GBA game for the 3DS, and they didn't really make a big deal out of it. I was making a big deal out of it, and then I never bought it. But I was just excited because I was like, it was a huge nostalgia thing for me, seeing that game come back with Dream Team and Paper Jam graphics.
Right.
But Nintendo didn't make a big deal out of it. They were like, "Oh, remake."
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't
a lot
even
of
in the
people didn't even
direct.
really know. Yeah, people didn't even know. It kind of just happened afterwards.
Yeah. So, realistically, if Nintendo doesn't see the game as just nostalgia, this will appeal to nostalgia horrors, then yeah, they could totally.
Oh yeah, I think it could be. I think it could be cool. Still in the Pokemon. I think Pokemon Conquest 2. I don't know if I necessarily want it on the Switch. I think it'd be fun on the 3DS, but I want that.
Yeah.
But you saying Mario and Luigi made me think. Why have we not gotten a third Luigi's Mansion?
I know.
Why have we
'Cause
not gotten a third Luigi's Mansion?
we love
Why
Luigi's
has
Mansion.
the Switch not have Luigi's Mansion, Bright Sun?
For me, I'm just like Kid Icarus Uprising. Can we get Kid Icarus Downfall? just because
please.
I'm in love with it.
Please, I want Kid Icarus Downfall and Luigi's Mansion, Bright Sun.
I forgot if I already told you about this, but there was this news article that I read that I kind of believe, just because like I've read a lot of news articles and this one didn't seem fake, even though it could totally be fake for all I know. But it said that there were 3 Ace Attorney games coming to the Switch. This could be completely fake.
I mean, wait, there hasn't been any
Hear me out.
console games yet?
Hear me out. There have been. They ported.
Okay,
the first.
I'm talking about like.
Oh no. Give me a sec.
Okay. Yeah.
So, could be completely fake, but I kind of believe it. The first Ace Attorney game is Ace Attorney 1, 2, 3, all in a bundle. Bam.
Oh, okay.
Second Ace Attorney game, 4, 5, 6, all in a bundle. Bam.
Oh, are you saying like Edgeworth
No.
as the third?
Apollo
Or is
Justice,
it-
Dual Destiny, Spirit of Justice.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
No, I'm saying as the third bundle or whatnot.
Ace Attorney 7 as the third.
Really?
So the thing is, all of the Ace Attorney games
But
have
all of
already
them have-
been on one screen, because I think all of the Ace Attorney games have also been ported to iPad and iPhones.
Okay.
So they already have the hardware to put it all on one screen. And then not only that, the original
No, it
3
wouldn't-
were
it wouldn't
also
be
on
hard.
Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So they could go that direction. I was thinking at first about how I was like, I don't know if I would be cool with a visual novel being I don't. Okay. I think sandbox games, open world games work really well for the Switch. I don't know how well visual novel games would work for the Switch.
I mean, I don't think anything would hold it back.
No, nothing would hold it back.
I mean, I think anything could be used for a visual novel. Like, it's the same as the 3DS.
Yeah.
Besides the two screens, that's the really only difference.
Yeah, I guess that is the thing. Like, it's not like treating it as portable is bad. These sort of games is like inherently portable.
Right. They're already portable.
Yeah.
And you could always put it on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
If
And I feel like the only reason, like, say for example, Pokemon, which has also always been portable, the only reason Pokemon I don't think is going to take this approach is because they've made such a big deal out of bringing it to school and like using like
what?
infrared connection or whatever.
Wasn't there? Didn't I know there was, and I'm probably just forgetting, but wasn't there rumors of them making a Pokemon game on the Switch?
Yeah, that was like Pokemon Stars, which was actually Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
But I thought they said on the Switch. I thought they said there's.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
But they haven't revealed yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, they haven't revealed their Switch Pokemon game yet.
Yeah, did they say main series? They said
they
main
didn't say
series.
anything.
Right?
I think they just
they
said
didn't
Pokemon.
say anything. They just said on the Switch.
I think they just said Pokemon game on the Switch that they haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
Okay. So
yeah, it wasn't DX. It wasn't it wasn't Tekken, Pokken, right? It wasn't that, right? Because it was already. I'm telling you, still talking about Pokemon games on the Switch, but please give me please give me the end of the series being the third game in Coliseum XD and blank. Oh, please, I would be
the end of the Shadow Pokemon games.
I'd be so happy.
Yeah.
I would be forever happy.
They're beautiful.
Because that is those are the best Pokemon games.
Back to what I was saying,
there,
like the only reason why I don't think that Pokemon games, which have also inherently been handheld, why they're not going to transition from the DS family to the Switch, is just because they've made a big deal of folding in your pocket, bringing it to school, bringing it all around the world with you, and while the Switch is the same thing. Like I envision Pokemon as like the infrared connection or the cable or
right. I think it'd be weird to see a main series game on a console.
I think it'd be weird. I don't know what exactly makes it weirder than Ace Attorney, which has also always been console.
Yeah.
Handheld.
Or handheld.
Because I'm perfectly fine with something. The only difference is Ace Attorney is in a single-player personal experience.
Right.
Pokemon is the exact opposite. It's meant to be shared. And I think that kind of is the thing with the Switch. The Switch is like quote unquote bulkier in the sense that it doesn't feel like something that you would literally take everywhere you go. Like the Pokemon tournament trailer where it showed people in the bus and then meeting up in their village and like literally everyone has a Switch. Like, I don't know. That's not really the ideal for the Switch, at least in my opinion.
Right.
With that in mind, I would love to believe that news article. 1, 2, and 3 bundle. 4, 5, 6 bundle.
Would you buy it? You've already bought it like 3
Probably
times.
not, but I love the idea of that just because I know so many people who can't buy 5 and 6 because of age.
Right. I was gonna say you.
Yeah, freaking my mom had to like call
was,
Nintendo and like they reduced the age restriction for me.
You.
So worth it. I love Dual Destinies.
Struggle.
Love Dual Destinies. Gavin, if you're watching this, I love Dual Destinies. Anyways.
Yeah, I know he does too.
But yeah, anyways, moving on from that, there's a Yoshi game, there's a Kirby game. They're porting this DS game that was there's this like JRPG game called The World Ends With You. It's this very stylistic JRPG game set in Tokyo, where the main character is like this like outcast, and like the enemies in the game are like noise, which literally represents like the noise of the loud public. Because Tokyo is basically like it's like super loud, crowded place.
Right,
and the enemies, the enemy is literally the fact that he doesn't like this.
That's interesting.
It's a really cool theme, and the game plays basically battling on both screens. You battle with both of the buttons, and that makes the person on the bottom screen, on the top screen fight, and you with the stylus on the bottom screen.
Okay.
They have remade the game for the Switch called The World Ends With You Final Mix, where literally both of them happen on one screen, and it's with the left Joy-Con and the right Joy-Con.
Interesting.
So, and that actually kind of reminds me of 999, Zero Escape, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, and
Right.
how the big gimmick was the 2 screens and how they seamlessly made it into one for PS4 and Steam.
Mm-hmm.
If they're willing to go to ends like that, I just love the Switch lineup.
Yeah, and I mean, they could always do things where they just split the screen in half visually and not physically. That's what they did with the Wii.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not necessarily ideal, but it's like if you did port it and there was no other way to really remaster it, or they didn't want to, it's still a way to get the game out and playable.
Yeah, for sure. But in all reality, I think the big thing is I'm just glad that they made such a beautiful, beautiful comeback with it, and how fast it's sold, how perfect it is. I mean, the thing is, how long did the Wii U last? 5 years? I think it was like 2012 to 2017.
That sounds about right.
Right. This is gonna be longer. This is.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be like probably 7, 8 years.
Yeah. So what is it? 7, 8, 9, 10, like 2023, 24.
How long was like the GameCube? The GameCube was pretty long, wasn't it?
I want to.
Oh no, actually, I think it was also about probably 5 years.
That was like 2000 to
2006.
2006.
So
That's
about 6
decent.
years.
I feel like 6 is average. Just because of that, I want to say the Switch is gonna reach 7.
I think it could. I think it definitely could.
Oh, dude. Okay, you know another game actually, another game that I never actually owned, but I think would be really cool for a Switch. Game. Mario Strikers.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Mario Strikers?
I think they should make a complete ultimate mix of all of their, or not all
Mega
of
mix
of all of their Mario's like sports games.
That's okay.
Like that one,
dude.
Super Sluggers.
Okay, but here's the thing.
That kind of stuff.
Here's the thing.
3-on-3 hoops. That was my game.
There's so freaking many though. Golf, baseball, tennis, basketball, soccer. They have so many.
I think if they just ported that into a big game of $60, that would sell so much. Yeah.
I think that's just Mario Sports Mix.
Yeah, but Mario Sports Mix is dumb. It's not an in-depth game. It's just lots of mini games.
Yeah, and
I want like lots of in-depth games. Like if they did that, they'd get my book for sure.
I want to say they've done that, and I don't know why, but
they haven't done it to that level.
Wait, no, they did. There was a game.
No.
Yes, there was on the 3DS, and it was like a super stupid minor title, but there was.
Does it have Dance Dance Revolution? Or like
Sir.
Dance Dance Revolution?
Okay, fine. Dance Dance Revolution. No, dude, I'm going to look this up right now. There was a really weird Mario 3DS game that was like a bunch of sports. It's literally exactly what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about like it has to have
Mario
like the full
Sports
game
Superstars.
of Sluggers.
Mario
like,
Sports
the full game of Sluggers. The full.
It's not
game
the whole
of...
game, but
that's what I'm talking about.
Mario,
I need the whole game
Nintendo's
of Sluggers,
not
the
cool
whole
enough
game
for
of
that.
Sniker. Come on, why not?
Nintendo's not cool enough for that because they're too stingy.
All they have to do is take the coding and decipher it into one and just put it into lots of different things. Make a menu system off of it.
Nintendo's too stingy to literally just.
Okay, but here's the thing: they make money off of doing that because it's money they wouldn't make a different way.
You know what else they would get money with? Making their side-scroller platformer games, Mario, online multiplayer.
That's true.
But they don't do it just because there are some walls that they just don't want to cross. Like, my vision for this Mario game, this is specifically Miyamoto talking about New Super Mario Bros. U. My vision for this Mario game is I want to focus on the multiplayer aspect and working it with the gamepad. Like, okay, you can literally just add online functionality, double your sales.
If they add online multiplayer, like story-based multiplayer on almost all their games, they would sell like 5 times as much. Yeah, I think. To me, they would. Just about any game had online multiplayer, I would play it so much more. Yeah, exactly.
Anyways, that Mario Sports Superstars game I was talking to you about. So it's five games. It's soccer, baseball, tennis, golf, horse racing.
I need like
you need horse racing.
Full game of
Equestria.
I need Equestrian for one. I need like the full game of Mario Olympics. I need like the full game of Strikers. I need the full game of Sluggers. I need all of these, like 5 to 10 of them all in one. That's what I want. That's what
wait, the Sochi. No, it's not Sochi. What was the last Olympics? that happened? Didn't they
Um,
just happen? Like
it's happening right now,
it's happening.
South Korea.
South Korea. Yeah, I'm retarded. They always every 2 years they do an Olympics game. I think this is actually the first year ever since 2008 that they haven't made a Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Really?
I think this is the very first time.
Because the last one was the Rio one, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But that's so weird. Maybe they don't want South Korea on their library.
They don't like Koreans, I guess.
Rip Japanese. Or just in the mayhem.
There's a lot of really weird, sketchy stuff going around with the Olympics this year, though. They probably just didn't want to get involved.
No, that is the truth, though. Because I remember, like, for all the other years, people would really get involved with the Olympics. Like, go out of their way to watch and everything. And I feel like around me, no one cares.
Sketchy.
Is it just because Korea?
Oh, it's super sketchy this year. And you know North Korea is competing like for the first time ever.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the controversy and skepticalism came from. Which Japan just probably doesn't want to get involved and make any.
I don't blame anyone for not wanting.
Yeah,
that's kind of disgusting.
Oh, it's honestly, if you look into it, it's terrifying. Because they have. Sorry, getting political here, but not like it's not really controversial or anything. But the fact that North Korea is sending like basically a squad of cheerleaders, and it's these like girls who, if they're basically threatened to do it, and if they mess up at all during any of their routines, they basically have their families that are like threatened to be killed back at home. If it's awful, it's like very terrible.
Right. I don't even blame them then.
Yeah, no, I don't blame anyone for not wanting to get involved with the Olympics this year.
I feel like the only reason I didn't get involved is because I just didn't find it interesting, and I didn't.
Yeah,
see
I'm not a big
advertising
fan
for
of
it
the.
either.
Right. The only like event I'm interested in when it comes to winter is like hockey, but even then I just didn't care.
Yeah. It's whatever.
So I'm not a big, and I'm usually not a huge fan of the Olympics anyways. The only things I watch during the Summer Olympics are if the runnings are supposed to be I guess the sprints are supposed to be really good, and volleyball.
Yeah.
Those are like the only things I watch.
Mm-hmm. And back on topic. You know how going back on topic. So you know the Joy-Con, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you know how when
what is that?
It's like a small cylindrical thing.
Well,
it can be cylindrical because you know how like
cup.
when you need to find your Joy-Con, you can like click on it and it vibrates.
Yeah. I do. I know that. Yeah. I do, unfortunately.
Yeah. I would have people come over, and as soon as they see the menu where you're able to vibrate it, I don't think I should be touching your Joy-Cons ever again, Sky.
Yeah.
I swear, it's the butt of a lot of jokes, and I want to say something. My Switch is almost constantly on whenever I'm Skyping people. And I want to talk about this a little bit, because this is a pretty funny story. As sort of a nice birthday story to the Switch. I'll tell a nice story about why I appreciate it so much. I Skype people on my computer right in front of me. I have my TV literally right behind my computer. My Switch is attached to the TV. Whenever I'm streaming Switch games, I'm looking right behind my computer at the TV. And also, whenever I am talking to people late at night, like I am right now, my Switch is on right now, just shining light on me. And it's funny because like that'll always come up in conversation. Like, why does all the light go out randomly? It's like, oh, my Switch just thought it wanted to turn off, and I'm telling it like, nope, screw you, I need light on my face. So really, it's really funny just because I'll always be talking to people. They're like, no, you don't need your Switch. I don't care about your lighting. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I do. It's like a random funny story, but like my Switch will pretty much always be on for like hours on end, just because I'll be talking to people for hours on end, and it's just like a nice like cute thing. I'll always be like constantly on my home menu looking at the exact same thing every day, like 4 icons back to back.
Yep.
Whenever I'm just like talking to someone, they usually don't care. But I mean, hey, it's
It might kill your Switch eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's probably not good to have it running 24/7.
no, it's not. But I have it running right now.
If it's not,
But
do you just have it like always plugged in?
yeah.
You know, that kills the battery too, right? Does it have like no battery now?
No. The battery's actually really good now. Like I haven't noticed any change,
Okay.
which I'm
Nice.
impressed
Well,
with.
That's good.
Impressed with considering how I treat
I was
it.
gonna say, I know your computer's not the same way.
Oh no, my computer has to be. My laptop has to permanently be plugged in, or it just dies. You're thinking it drains in like a few minutes. The millisecond you take the charger out, bam.
Take it out right now. Take it out.
Die. But how about you die in a fire? No, I'm kidding.
How about you do the act of dying right now?
But yeah, I don't treat it well, but I am forever indebted to it.
Yeah.
And I know you don't. I mean, I don't even blame you for like, because you really play on your Switch so much anymore, right?
No, I mean, whenever Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out, I played 70 hours. I believe I put 70 hours into the game.
Yeah.
That's the best Switch game for me.
That was a grind. Yeah.
I love that game. That's my favorite Switch game.
It's mine
by far.
It's mine too. Definitely.
Absolutely love it. But yeah, now I haven't really. I've turned it on since, but I haven't. I've played a little bit of Breath of the Wild since, but I haven't really played it since I finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which was about, I think, a week after it came out.
Yeah, it was.
When I think I finished it about a week or a week and a half after it came out.
So, I mean, and me and my friend will be talking about, like, wanting to buy Bayonetta on the Switch, literally just because we're looking for more reasons to play the Switch. Since between December 4th, which was when Xenoblade Chronicles 2 came out, and, like...
No, it wasn't.
Oh, first. And February, like, 14th, when Bayonetta came out, me and my friend were like, I have no reason to play my Switch.
Right.
So, yeah, like, even though the lineup of games is super strong, there just aren't that many.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to be for a bit.
Yeah. I
don't think anything's going to really compete with the lineup the Wii had. The Wii had an insane lineup of games.
The Wii
I don't think anything is ever going to exceed the lineup of the Wii and the DS. Even though this is a very successful time, the Wii and the DS era is never going to be beat. That will by far be the most successful Nintendo era.
So
of all time,
do you think it was not because of like the sheer amount of titles, but just because of how good the titles were?
I think it was how good the titles were. It was how it was the innovation of motion controls for Wii. It was like the first thing that was a real family system. Like it was like a real family system, and that it sold so much. It was successful even after the Wii U was being sold. It was still going, and people still actually buy Wiis. I know friends that are still buying Wiis and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Just to clarify, it's not like that's like your favorite era.
Oh no, it's not. It's not my favorite era at all. It's not. I love the DS, the DS, but I don't care about the Wii at all. Actually,
yeah.
But I give it commendment for how successful it was and how many, because it was just a crazy good abundance of games on both the DS and the Wii.
Wii Sports is like the most sold video game in history.
Right. Yeah.
Like it made milestones.
Right. But no, I was if we're talking about favorite eras, my favorite era is the GameCube and like Game Boy Advance. That's by far my most played era of video games, and also the DS.
Yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia with the DS. Even though I definitely see a lot of that era's faults. I see a lot of the like the Wii era's faults. And I'm not really nostalgia blind to the Wii. I'm like, you know what, it had its
Mario Kart Wii.
Mario Kart Wii I will defend until I'm 80. But besides
yes,
that,
you will.
Huh?
I said yes, you will.
Yeah, no one will trash talk that game to me. That is a perfect game.
Gosh, 8 is so much better than Wii. It honestly, legit.
Okay, where do I send the YouTube link?
I know you made a YouTube video about why everything wrong with 8, but 8 is better than Wii, brother. It really is. It's so much better. I hate Wii. Well, I don't hate Wii. That's not good.
I hate you! And your Wii,
strong.
and your Mario Kart 8 Wii disc.
That's a little
and your 8-year-old self!
That's
to be fair,
strong.
I hate my... No, but yeah.
But... 8's better, bro.
You're not my bro
really
then,
is.
bro!
No, like, I get the nostalgia, like...
okay, I'm a
Double
tad
Dash-
nostalgia blind, but at the same time, my points are
Double
justified.
Dash is my favorite, but it's not good. Same with Wii. I mean, Wii's better than Double Dash for sure, but 8 Deluxe is better. Easily. The controls are so much better.
Yeah.
I know I beat you in a Duel of the Week and everything, and that made you...
Yeah, now I don't want to be related to Mario Kart 8. No, I mean, okay, controls are better. But I don't want to have this debate right now. I mean, yeah, the controls are better. Everything else in Wii is better.
We'll talk about the Mario Kart series.
We'll talk about that. That's a topic.
That's a whole nother...
That's a topic. We'll just end it off with like the undeniable that Wii is better. No, I'm kidding. What I was getting at was that I'm not nostalgia blind to the Wii's era because it was super gimmicky. Right. It's not like the remotes were like a different way of playing the game. That was your number one controller, and if you were expected to have a more realistic mainstream way of playing games, it would basically just be turning the Wii remote sideways.
And I mean, you know what game didn't allow you to do anything that wasn't motion controls?
What?
Skyward danged Sword. Although, I still have only played like 4 hours of that game. And I actually have loved it and how beautiful it is. The controls, for me personally, I know for a lot of people it works, for the controls for me personally, as you can vouch for me, were almost unplayable.
Yeah, I would basically watch him playing through the whole game. I remember him like maneuvering the beetle and like trying to swing with a sword, and it's like it looked like he was just playing with like defective everything.
Horrendous. Like it didn't matter what controller I played with; they were just it was bad.
Right.
And I know, like for you it worked fine.
Oh, I never had problems with it, but that's definitely a big thing.
It made the game unplayable for me.
Yeah,
and which sucks because
which is why like, I won't usually accept that like as a reason for saying Skyward Sword is bad. Whenever people say like, oh, it's because the motion controls don't work, like I just don't accept that as a reason just because I know a lot of people who do like it. So I mean, I'll accept a lot of other reasons for it being bad, like Fi talking too much or whatever.
And I don't think it's a bad game. I was really excited to play it, and the time I did play it, I enjoyed it, and I spent a good amount of money on it. It's just it was unplayable for me, and that sucks because it was just it felt like a consistent game of getting over it with Bennett Foddy. It legit felt like a consistent just like a trying to yell at your character to look or go the right way, and it's just aggravating.
I can imagine you like swinging with your sword like, damn it, Foddy! Oh my god, I hate you, Foddy!
I've been playing Getting Over It nonstop, and I love that game. But that's the gimmick of the game, is that it is so hard to control yourself. That's not supposed to be the gimmick of Zelda. and the whole time you're like, go the right way! I literally spent 30 minutes trying to do one beetle thing. It was awful.
I remember that in Skyview Temple. No, the thing is, the Wii, it's not like it made a big deal out of it. Do you remember how the Wii had like a classic controller?
Mm-hmm.
It did not make a big deal out of that because it was like... It really made a big deal out of the fact that this is your way of playing, the remote. You are expected to play with a gimmick.
Right.
The gamepad, I think, was a lot better. I like the Wii U a lot more than most people.
I do too. I think the Wii's, especially, I like the Wii U definitely more than a lot of people. And I think as a system, fundamentally, which I guess comes with age and technology, is better than the Wii.
Right.
Success-wise, the Wii is definitely just on a different level, but an innovation for its time, I think the Wii was better. But as a system, I like the Wii U a lot. Honestly, I know it was weird and it was unnecessary, honestly, but it was. I don't know.
I think one aspect of how the Wii U like treated its gimmick badly, because you can vouch for me when I say the Wii treated its gimmick in really bad ways, just because the gimmick itself
Sure,
being a remote was weird.
sure.
The Wii U would make a really big deal out of it at first, having like a bunch of its games being really taking advantage of both of its screens. Game and Wario had this game where like you're a kid playing video games in your bed on your gamepad, but you need to keep on watching the TV because that's your bedroom, and you need to watch for your mom to not come in. And right when your mom comes in, stop playing the game. Mom leaves the bedroom. Okay, keep playing. But you need to like keep an eye on your bedroom, which is on your TV. Really good ideas. Nintendo Land, you're like a ninja and you're like shooting stars from the gamepad at the TV. But they got rid of that gimmick really quickly. Smash for Wii U, obviously it's a fighting game, bad example. But, completely ignored that. It didn't even have to be a Wii U game.
Yeah, the only thing that made it even slightly gimmicky is the fact that you could change what was displayed on your gamepad screen and look at the TV, which...
It's like it. And Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, it was like a 2D platformer where literally this was the single stupidest use of the gamepad I've ever seen in the Wii U's lifespan. You could either... It's a platformer. It's Donkey Kong Country. You either play it on your TV or gamepad. You need to go in the settings to choose which screen it displays on. You can't display it on both. It's either you're playing the game on your gamepad, a platformer, and a big Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze logo is on your TV,
right?
Or you're playing on the TV and a big logo is on your gamepad. Don't know why they couldn't have done both. Don't know why they couldn't have made an item, like you tap the item on your gamepad and that's what happens on the TV. Like, It's like Nintendo came up with a gimmick idea in 2011, 2012, and didn't like their own gimmick idea by 2014.
Yeah. I will say something that they did do well was when it came to Wii games, the ability to stream the Wii games onto your gamepad, and the gamepad having motion control sensibility.
Right. Yeah.
That was cool. Because then I could play games not having to look at my TV, but I could look at my gamepad. That was pretty cool.
One other small thing I actually turn on my Wii U every single day because that's how I watch Netflix. And so every single day I turn on my Wii U.
Does the Switch not have Netflix?
No, it doesn't have Netflix.
Oh, come on, Switch, stop lacking.
No Netflix, no YouTube, no internet browser, but people don't seem to care.
The Wii U had an internet browser.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, some people used it. I turn it on every single day to watch Netflix, or my mom at least my mom. If she wants to watch it on the TV and I want to watch it on the gamepad at the exact same time, we can totally do that. I can lay down on the corner and we're watching the exact same show in two different sides of the room. So it had its perks, but I really feel like Nintendo didn't even like their own gimmick by 2014. Then 2016 it had its fall. I'm really glad that they came up with a gimmick that they feel so strongly about that they're like, 2023 we'll still be going strong.
Right.
That's such a lovely ideal. So
it is.
Happy birthday to the Switch, and thank you for being a lovely console with a beautiful lineup. I swear to God, there might not be that many games, but oh my God, the games that they have are really good.
Oh man.
So, anything else you want to add?
Man, I don't know. I have my appreciation towards Nintendo for really stepping it up. And I'm happy for them for making a success because honestly, if Nintendo wasn't around, I think the gaming industry would just not be in a good place. Nintendo was always about innovation, and changing the game for even other people to follow. Like they were really the first one to do handhelds, and that made other systems or other companies that did handhelds. There is motion controls, and then everyone else wanted to do motion controls. And
goes to show how much power Nintendo had when it came to
they really are the trendsetters, and if it wasn't for them, I think that the gaming industry would not be in the same place that it is now. So even if they did make a bad or not a great financial system like the Wii U, I think it's still really worth noting that even that was an innovation that they had to try, and they should never stop innovating because that's what they do.
It's a nice thought that the Wii U was not a strong landmark on its own, but rather a really well-crafted stepping stone to the Switch. That's a nice way.
For sure.
That's a nice way of looking back on it.
It's like a primitive Switch.
It is. It really is. Now, Nintendo being the trendsetters, it really goes to show, like, within the last 2 weeks, I've been like, wow, I would really like a PS4 just because there are some games I think are amazing that Nintendo just doesn't want to touch. I really badly want to play Persona 5. I really badly want to play Kingdom Hearts 1 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5. I want to play those two series, but Nintendo just doesn't touch them. Now, it could just be an element of biding your time. Maybe they'll touch them one day. But, by the way, I'm not going to buy PS4 for 2 games. But, really, the fact that this knowledge that, like, yeah, was it PlayStation that, like, had their own, like, PlayStation Move thing? Like, whenever, Nintendo started their motion controls, the Xbox had like Xbox Connect or whatever.
Yeah, they had those little ball things that go on the end of their PS4 controllers or whatnot.
Yeah, Connect.
There's the Connect.
So yeah, I mean, even so, like I think now with the Xbox One and PS4, I don't think they've done any like really big gimmicky stuff now.
They really don't. They're very loyal systems that stick loyal to what the people want and what they know the people want. They're not like risk takers.
And I respect that enough to the point where I'll like think for a second, wow, I wouldn't mind having a PS4. But really, it's not only in our hearts, it's historically been proven over this past year that Nintendo really knows how to be a trendsetter. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on this matter.
I think I'm with you on that one.
You are with me, my dear brother.
I am
with you, my brother.
My partner in crime.
My partner, my brother.
We have watched from the mountains.
From the mountains.
As you and your technological advances have been overseen by a child. We will not have it. I said we will not have it.
We won't have it.
I'm sorry. Completely
He could not protect his own father.
He could not protect his own father.
Father.
F-A-D-D-A, my boys.
F-A-D-D-A.
His own
He
father.
could not protect his own father.
Side note, Black Panther's really good.
Wakandan warrior.
Wakanda forever!
Wakanda forever. If I was there, I would take the charger out of your computer right now.
Thank you guys so much for watching/listening, and we'll see you guys later. See you next month.
See you next month, buddies. Homies, pals, amigos, cheese crumbs. Yes, cheese crumbs.
Drawers, chairs, carpet. Do you believe in carpet?
Excuse me?
Like, do you believe in carpet?
Like the magic carpet ride?
No, like legit, just like carpet.
Like, do I believe in it as like...
Yeah, like as a substance, like a thing that exists. Like, do you believe in carpet?
Am I missing something here?
No! Like do you believe in chairs?
I believe they exist, yes.
That's good. Keep that belief firm in your heart. We'll see where that gets you.
It'll get me to Wakanda, hopefully.